I remember the first time I ever bought a watch with my own money. Spending $100 for a watch was astronomical and it was quite the investment. However, I did make a lot of mistakes, but after collecting for 6 years, I finally came to the conclusion that this is the best watch for $100. Now, the history and concept behind the Seiko 5 line is quite interesting. The Seiko 5 line was introduced in 1963 with 5 key concepts in mind. The watch had to be automatic, it had to have a day and a date in a single window, it had to have a recessed crown at the 4 o'clock, it had to be water resistant, and finally, it also had to be durable. Now, keep in mind, this is the best watch in my opinion under $100, but it isn't the best watch money can buy. As with everything, it has its drawbacks, and let me start off with a few negatives, then we can check out why this watch is absolutely fantastic for the money. Now, the movement for someone who's first getting into mechanical watches is fantastic, simply because of that display back. I believe everyone who's first getting into the mechanical collecting hobby, when they first see this cool little engine, it kind of gets them into watches. Though it might not be the nicest movement, nor the best decorated movement to say the least, to the untrained eye, it's still a cool factor. Now, the bad thing about this movement is the accuracy. To keep it simple, it's absolutely horrible. If you buy this watch, you might have to set it every 2 or 3 days. Now, my personal one gains about 11 seconds a day. Also, since it's the 7S26, then it doesn't have hand winding, which personally is a major negative. That was the only real negative I had for this watch, but let's talk about the specifications. This watch comes in at 37mm with 10mm thickness and a strap size of 18mm. Personally, I believe that it actually wears smaller than 37, it wears more like a 36, so keep that in mind. It is a smaller watch, which could be a positive or a negative. Now, the watch itself is absolutely stunning. The watch is extremely classic, yet it could be worn every single day. This watch does not look like it costs $100, in fact it looks like $1 million according to Hodinkee. But this watch has a very stunning dial, you guys can see. It's kind of like a matte finish. However, in real life, it kind of has that sunburst effect, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, the watch itself is extremely versatile, which is what I love. And if you're first getting into mechanical watches, you can actually dress this one up and dress it down, as you guys can see here. I paired it with a very nice little t-shirt, but also if you want to dress this watch up, you can change the strap and then wear it with a suit. It also works very well. Now, the watch is extremely versatile, which is actually what you want with your first mechanical watch. You want something that you could dress up or dress down. Now, you're gonna see here, I didn't actually put it on the bracelet because I'm gonna keep it simple. That bracelet is absolutely terrible and I removed it immediately, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. But if you like any of the straps here, I actually have links to all of them down below, except that alligator strap. I put an alternative because that's actually a JLC strap. Now, keep in mind, all of those links are actually Amazon affiliate links, so if you use any of those links, you're going to be supporting the channel and the channel gets a little bit of a kickback. Now, back to the watch. The watch is actually really crazy what you can get for under $100. The mixture of polishing and brushing on this watch just shows the level of detail they use on this watch. Now, the movement isn't my favorite. However, if they do regulate the movement, I do understand that they're going to cost a lot more than $100. But with all that being said, the finishing is absolutely incredible, and it's quite crazy what you can get for under $100. This is why I recommend it. Now, as with all of my reviews, I usually answer one question from you guys. I usually have a post and then I ask you guys what your questions are about a specific piece, so make sure you're subscribed and also have that notification button on so you don't miss it. Today's question comes from Kenneth D. Jones. What makes this piece so unique that I should consider adding it to my collection? Now, in my opinion, when you're getting a watch for under $100, you don't usually expect a lot. But this Seiko 5 has a fully in-house movement. In fact, the watch is fully in-house by Seiko, which is absolutely crazy for under $100. Not to mention, the watch looks a lot more expensive than it actually is, and it's extremely versatile. Now, it depends on what kind of collection you already have. Maybe you don't need the watch, but I think for someone who's first getting into watches, this is a perfect choice. But guys, as I mentioned before, from all the straps that you guys see here, there's an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. If you guys want to support the channel and buy those cool straps, you can check it out. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.